Topic 025, Martin Luther King's Leadership. Let's get started. Interviewer: Hello, thank you for joining us today. Can you tell us about Martin Luther King's leadership? Fanny: Certainly. Martin Luther King Jr. was a prominent civil rights leader in the United States during the mid-20th century, known for his commitment to nonviolent activism and his advocacy for racial equality and social justice. Interviewer: Can you give some examples of how Martin Luther King Jr. demonstrated his leadership? Fanny: Of course. Martin Luther King Jr. demonstrated his leadership in a number of ways, including his ability to inspire and mobilize a diverse group of people around a shared vision of social justice and equality, his commitment to nonviolent resistance, which he believed was a more effective and moral approach to achieving social change, his willingness to challenge the status quo and speak out against injustice, even in the face of opposition and adversity, his ability to communicate his vision and values through powerful speeches and writings, such as his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Interviewer: What are some of the strengths of Martin Luther King Jr.'s leadership style? Fanny: Some of the strengths of Martin Luther King Jr.'s leadership style include his ability to inspire and motivate people to take action towards a shared vision of social justice and equality, his commitment to nonviolent resistance, which helped to create a more peaceful and inclusive movement, his strong communication skills, which allowed him to effectively convey his message and inspire others to join his cause, his willingness to take risks and challenge the status quo, even in the face of opposition and adversity. Interviewer: What are some potential weaknesses or criticisms of Martin Luther King Jr.'s leadership? Fanny: Some potential weaknesses or criticisms of Martin Luther King Jr.'s leadership include the critique that his leadership was overly focused on issues of race and lacked sufficient attention to other social justice issues, such as gender equality or economic justice, the perception by some that his leadership was overly centered on his own charisma and personality, rather than on building a broader movement or coalition, the critique that his focus on nonviolent resistance may have limited the effectiveness of the civil rights movement, particularly in the face of violent opposition and repression. Interviewer: Thank you for sharing your insights on Martin Luther King Jr.'s leadership. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Fanny: I would just like to emphasize that Martin Luther King Jr.'s leadership and legacy remain an important part of American history and a source of inspiration for those seeking to promote social justice and equality. His commitment to nonviolent resistance, his ability to inspire and mobilize others, and his willingness to challenge the status quo continue to serve as a model for leadership and activism today.